advantages of feedback systems. First advantage I want us to look at: the team owns the work. Whenever there is a feedback system, it is very easy for the team to own the work. Do you know why? Because they feel a sense of belonging. They own the work because their eyes are borrowed, their ears are borrowed, their noses are borrowed, their sense of touch and sense of taste are borrowed. So they own the work. They don't see the work as belonging to the leader. They see it as belonging to all of them together. 2, the team feels involved in fulfilling the mission and vision of the organization. Last week, I took my time to explain vision and mission and how to imprint the vision and the mission in the hearts of the team. So I'm not going to go into that. But then the team feels involved in fulfilling the mission and the vision of the organization. One advantage of the feedback system: they feel involved. They feel a part of it. Why? Because they are open to actually point out challenges when they see one. And they are open to suggest to the leader when they have some wisdom and some counsel in that regard. So this is actually talking about the leader-team relationship. So in the leader-team relationship, we must be conscious about the power distance. Now, I spoke about the power distance and I spoke about the feedback systems because in a high power distance culture, feedback systems are not encouraged. When the power distance is high, it is very difficult for feedback systems to be encouraged. Now, let me read something to you. I'm going back to Cultures and Organizations, the book Cultures and Organizations by Gyatov Steed and Michael Minkoff. Now, Gyatov Steed is actually the one who actually brought out the power distance index from a research he did. Now, let's take note of what he said. He said that the first of the survey items used for composing the power distance index, the first of the survey items used for composing the power distance index was answers by non-managerial employees to the question: how frequently in your experience does the following problem occur? Employees being afraid to express disagreement with their managers. So he's saying that when they were developing the power distance index, the first thing they considered was the answer to this question. What is the question? How frequently in your experience does the following problem occur? Employees being afraid to express disagreement with their managers. So they discovered that in high power distance cultures, employees are afraid to express disagreement with managers. So that even when you know the direction you are taking is wrong, or the direction the leader is taking may be wrong, in a high power distance culture, the employee is afraid to draw the person's attention. I was speaking to one medical doctor, and then he made mention of this scenario to me. He said he faced a particular scenario at one point in his medical career where an operation was being conducted and he was a junior. But then he knew that there was a mistake being done by the senior. And because of the high power distance culture we have, especially in Africa, he was afraid to communicate it. And it led to a particular mistake being done. This is because of the high power distance culture we find ourselves in. So sometimes you may see that the leader is actually going on a wrong path that is going to crash that particular system organization. But because of the high power distance, you can't express disagreement. There isn't that open door policy for you to give a suggestion that, oh, and please, the way we are going, is it not unsafe? This is the danger of high power distance. So in leadership, power distance is so important, but we should really balance it. We should balance it by creating a feedback system where the team is open to point out things, obviously in honor and respect, not with disrespect, but in honor. There is a way to honorably communicate if there is a feedback from the team members. If not, the leader will be losing out on a lot. The team will be seeing things, but they will not say it. They'll be hearing things, but they will not say it. And it will eventually restrain the group from fulfilling its mission and its vision.